great. Now here's where we're going to go back to our text. We're going to refer to our text and we're going to do some drawing on there. What we're going to do is we're going to find where the beginning of the story and where she's paralyzed with fear. And if you look down here, it says that in the hour she would be playing solo, her stomach was giving her butterflies. So what I'm going to do is draw a little hand here. And I'm just going to write fear because that's at the beginning of the story and she's really fearful. Now in our outline, of course, we have to have a quote that goes with that we can put in to show that what we're saying is accurate. So I'm going to look by there and I'm going to find some dialogue. And then I'm going to put a little pair of lips by there because that's what I want to use when I'm writing to support my evidence. And then also the ear, of course, is going to stand for response of others at the beginning of the story. So how are the other animals responding to her? Of course, they're sitting there smiling at her. And so I'm going to underline smiling. And they're kind of oblivious to her, but that's how the animals at that point were responding to her. And then the second quality we have is persistence, and she continues to practice. So I'm going to put an M for middle, and I'm going to put she looked around the room with the lions, and she keeps practicing. And I'm going to draw a little hand there, and I'm going to write persistence, because she continues to practice before she goes. Now, of course, when she's very, very fearful here and she's persisted, we need some dialogue that goes along with that. And the dialogue that I decided to include in mine was, "You'll do fine," said Mom. Because as her persistence, her mom is assuring her that she'll do fine. The first time is always the hardest. So I put my little lips over there. And then what lesson is she learning? She's realizing that it doesn't matter how fearful she is, she still has to face that fear. So she looks out and she sees all the people in the audience. And I'm going to put my little notebook there to let me know she's facing her fear. Now we're at the middle of the story. We're going to turn our paper over to the back and we're going to see where she experiences her success. Well, the success, and we're going to look. And here she played, and finally she played the last note. So that's where she experienced success. And I'm going to draw the little glove and the end of the story. Okay? And then I need some dialogue or some quotes from the text. And Dad says, "We sure are proud of you." So I'm going to put a little pair of lips there to remind me that we're sure proud of you. And then again, the answer to the question, which is showing me that she faced her fears head on. And that's at the end of the story. So now I'm going to look back, and that is exactly going to fit into my template where it's missing. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to copy the text, and I'm going to copy it very, very carefully. This is a part where you need to be very, very articulate and accurate. So you're going to start with, "You're lucky you don't have to play by yourself in front of everyone." So you're going to write that carefully and make sure to spell everything correctly. And once you have that done, make sure that you have quotation marks on both sides and make sure you have a period. So let's go over that very carefully. Look down here. You're lucky you don't have to play by yourself in front of everybody. And then here you have the exact same thing with quotation marks and a large capital Y. You're lucky you don't have to play by yourself in front of everyone. She said, now we need to go to how the others are responding to her, and we're looking on our template, and the animals just smiled. So we're going to put animals, and we're going to put smiled, and we're going to put alive, because it was as if the animals were alive, just smiling at her. Now we're going to move to the next part, the middle of our template, and we have persistence. And of course we have our quotes, so we're going to look back on our paper, and we decided that we were going to share, "You'll do fine, the first time is always the hardest," said Mom. So I'm going to copy that very carefully again. Put your commas and your quotation marks, said Mom, and if you get stuck, always look back, refer to your literary text, and that way you'll get the answers that you need. I need to continue. The first time is always the hardest.